Hi, I've got some new art supplies that I'm so excited to show you. And I'm Melody. Welcome to my channel, Making Melody Crafts. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps me get noticed by YouTube. And let's get started. All right, we're done with the craft table and I cannot wait to show you these watercolor pencils that I got. They're the Derwent brand. So I thought, well, I've got watercolor pencils from the UK. Why not use my stencil that's made in England? And these are about 2-inch squares, and this watercolor paper is the Canson XL. All right, let's open it and get started. All right, here we go. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh my gosh. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I've had these since Christmas, but I don't know, they're just like so precious, right? And I didn't want to open them. Here we go. We're gonna open the package. I'm just gonna do it because to have nice art supplies and then not use them, what's the point, right? So life is short, let's just get right into them. So here we go. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, they smell good too. So we're gonna swatch all of these out and then I'll show you how I like to store them. So each of my squares that I have here are 2 by 2 inches. Now I have a 1/2 inch at the top of each square to go ahead and write in that color and the number. All right, now all of the color names and numbers are on here. So let's start swatching it out. I've got my water handy. I'm gonna do 3 passes. I know you can't see that, but I can. And now we're gonna go on to gunmetal. Now onto blue gray. And next is ivory black. Now we're on to rose pink. And the Canson watercolor paper that I'm using is made in France. I really believe in buying products that are a higher quality product. And I think it matters where things are made as to the quality that you get. I believe in the adage, you get what you pay for. Most of the time, I think that rings true. And now onto Crimson Lake, deep vermilion. Really, I'd rather buy less supplies, but buy a higher quality supply than to buy just a bunch of supplies that, might be really bad quality and just frustrate me. Orange chrome. Now deep cadmium. Now lemon cadmium. And obviously when you swatch things out, you don't need to make the squares this big. You can just do it small, but I really like the visual impact of a swatch when it's quite large. Now on to May green. All right, now we're on emerald green. Now mineral green, olive green, spectrum blue, and now Prussian blue. Kingfisher blue, now light violet, imperial purple. I just love jewel tones, they're so pretty. Now brown ochre, now onto golden brown, copper beech. Last but not least, terracotta. These are all 3 passes of color. I also want to do just a little bit of 1 pass of color just to see how that looks in a swatch, to have that swatched out, just so I'll get an accurate representation of that. And I'm holding the pencil back pretty far on the barrel because I don't want to push too hard. Now let's add some water and activate all this pigment. Now the goal will be not to spill my little jar of water. All right, let's start with a Chinese white. Nice, that's the gunmetal. Now onto ivory black. Oh, that is just beautiful. Now onto rose pink. This is really light, such a light pink color. Now onto crimson lake. Deep vermilion. Oh, that's just beautiful. Onto orange chrome. Oh, look at that, orange chrome. My gosh, doesn't that look beautiful? What a gorgeous color. Orange isn't even my favorite color. That's beautiful. And now we're on to deep cadmium. Wow, look at that. Now onto the lemon cadmium. Oh, this is so soft. It reminds me of like that 1 pass there. Just kind of looks like a butter. I don't know. It's really light. Really pretty though. It looks like here on the deep cadmium that I may have had still a little orange in my brush there. So I'm going to grab just an edge of my paper towel and just kind of soak some of that up because I don't think that's a true representation of that color there. Now onto grass green. And I'm not pushing very hard and my pencil strokes are just disappearing. I love that. Onto May green. And if you're doing watercolor, a lot of people say, well, why bother with the watercolor pencils? You can just, use watercolor. But it's kind of nice if you're traveling or you just don't want to have to cart around your watercolors, then you can just bring your pencils and a water-filled brush. Now we're onto emerald green. All right, continuing in our swatching these out, we're onto mineral green, olive green. So there's spectrum blue, And here we have Prussian blue. Nice. And there's Kingfisher blue. All right, now light violet. Let's see how this comes out. Imperial purple. Onto brown ochre. This one is golden brown. I am so excited for spring. I think I'm going to do some crafting outside and do some videos outside this spring and maybe part of this summer before it gets really hot. Onto Copper Beech. What a beautiful brown. It looks like chocolate, but it's not. And now terracotta. Alright, so then also at the top of this page I used this stencil, which is also a Made in England stencil. I thought, well, let's stick with that theme for today. And I added 24 because there's 24 colored watercolor pencils in the set. Really gorgeous, such a beautiful set of watercolors. I am so excited to try these out. I'm ecstatic that I opened this set and I didn't just let it sit there because, you know, don't we do that with art supplies and just things that are really special, like it's too precious to open, but what's the point of having it, right? Why not use it? Now I'd like to show you how I store my watercolor pencils. So having all of my watercolor pencils in a tin like this, or really any colored pencils that I have, just isn't that convenient to me. It takes up a lot of space for storage and that just doesn't work for me. So I have an old crock here, and then in the bottom I just have some of this squishy foam to just kind of protect the pencils. I haven't had an issue with this, with any of them breaking or having any trouble with that, so I think this is going to work just fine for me. So I'm going to keep doing it with these. It doesn't take up much space for storage. I keep them right in my cabinet. And there's quite an obvious difference between the different brands of watercolored pencils. These are the Prismacolor watercolor pencils, and these are the Derwent. And if you have watercolor pencils or any other kind of colored pencils, how do you store them? Do you store them in a different way than this? Do you use the trays? What method do you like? I would love to know, so let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you had some fun or learned something, please subscribe, and I'll catch you later.